transmitiendo nuestra comunidad al mundo.
Good morning, Santa Cruz residents. My name is Alfredo Velasquez, and I am the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent. And I am here to talk about a very exciting partnership that we will be having with We Love Nogales. I'd like to thank Edgardo Munoz for this partnership, as well as the Gear Up director, Maya Donnelly, and Sonia Sanchez, the success coach, who brought this all together for us to be able to continue to move forward in producing some shows about our educational communities in Santa Cruz County, and also celebrating some of the academic accomplishments, as well as recognizing the outstanding leadership and teaching that goes on in Santa Cruz County. At this time, I would like to introduce our Chief Deputy, Chris Young, who has done a phenomenal job in working with all the programs in our office and plays a critical role in the implementation of these programs. Some of the special events that are going to be taking place in the next couple of months. So I'm going to turn that over to him right now, and as we move forward, I'll be, coming back and talking about some other things that we might be doing in our community as well. Chris, it's all yours.
Thank you, Mr. Velasquez. As Superintendent Velasquez mentioned, we're extremely excited to be able to have this opportunity to showcase our different educational leaders, our different educational programs that we have in the county. We really have some special leaders, some special teachers, some special students that we really want to showcase. So we're happy for this opportunity, and we know that it's going to turn out great. I just want to speak at a few of the things that we do in our office. Sometimes people don't know exactly what the county school superintendent does. So first of all, our main responsibilities, we're the fiscal agents for the school districts, which means we process warrants. We also monitor their budgets. We also facilitate the governing board elections for each school district. The governing board is made of elected officials. There's 5 for each district, and we're the ones that facilitate the election process for them. We also facilitate the bond and override process also during the elections. We also calculate tax rates. We don't set the tax rates, but we calculate the tax rates for the school districts and the community. And so those are the statute responsibilities that we have, but as many of you already know, Superintendent Velasquez is very motivated and has a lot of energy, so we do a lot of things aside from just our statute requirements. So beginning with, as he mentioned, Maya Donnelly, our director of our Gear Up program. This program takes the almost 800 students in their freshmen this year, and it's the freshman cohort that the Gear Up program is going to follow until a year after graduating from high school, and the focus there is to get them some type of secondary education or post-secondary education, some type of training to be job ready once they leave high school. Another program that's funded through the Department of Education, and that's almost a $700,000 grant that we receive every year for 7 years. And then we have the Los Padres program, which is funded through First Things First, which we have 65 families participating in this, and our leader, Gina Parra, she has a group of 3 employees that work with this, like I mentioned, the 65 families, and they help parents that have children from 0 to 5 years old. And what it does is they use a program called Parents as Teachers, which works with the parents to teach their students, because obviously the parent is the lifelong teacher, and so it's important to start from the beginning working with parents so that they're able to work with their children. And just a quick stat, I don't know if you know, but 90% of a child's brain is formed within the first 5 years of their life, and so those first 5 years are extremely important, and so that's why we focus on that. A grant that we just received from the Department of Justice is called Stop the Violence. That's going to be led by Terry Sprigg. Terry Sprigg has been with us for a few years, and she is our behavioral health specialist, and so this grant is going to be working with the schools and school-age children, focused on, you know, right now through COVID, it's kind of brought a highlight on behavioral health, but there were some things going on before. Obviously, there was a need definitely in our county to support the children in our county, and so this grant is going to focus on that. There's 3 tiers of support that this grant is going to provide for not only the students and the children, but also the parents when it's concerning behavioral health and interactions, communication with the school and things like that. So that's just getting underway. That's about $260,000 a year for 3 years, so we're extremely excited about that also.
You know, Chris, one of the things that we want to also elaborate on, and that's coming up in probably the next couple of weeks, is the partnership the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Office is going to have with the Juvenile Educational Program in our county, and also with Cochise County. That is one of the responsibilities also of the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Office, and we have a phenomenal director that oversees that educational program, Ms. Dana Gallardo, who is truly an amazing lady, because it takes a special someone to really work in that kind of a setting. So, you know, Chris, maybe we could talk a little bit about what, you know, she does down there, and some of the activities that she provides for our youth.
Exactly. So one of the other responsibilities of our office is to provide an educational platform for our youth in the Juvenile Detention Center, and also adults that are below 21 years old that have special needs. And so our office really takes it a step further, and really it's because Dana does such a great job down there. I mean, she pours her heart out for those kids. These are kids, I mean, they're good kids, they just made a mistake in one way or another. And so Dana provides not only the educational platform, but also a very productive learning environment for them to be successful, and they can earn school credit. I mean, they're still studying, and so it's a good opportunity for them. Dana does a great job with her team. Ellie Alcantara and Miranda down there that works, Valencia, sorry. She does a great job, and now that we're going to be receiving the children from Cochise, it's going to be a neat opportunity for us to work with more students, and it's a great collaboration between the 2 counties to work together to offer the best possible opportunity for these kids.
Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate you elaborating on this. And, you know, like I said earlier, this is an important program for our youth, because, as Chris mentioned, it's a second opportunity that they have, and many of them, you know, made a simple mistake.
Exactly.
And one of the things that I also like to say is that thank our educational leaders in Santa Cruz County, because they also support the juvenile educational program, and all the work that Dana does as far as curriculum is also transferable to all our public schools and
Right.
charter schools. And one other thing that I'd like to make a note, Chris, also is that, you know, she's very in tune to the fact that one of the biggest mandates for her is to make sure that she provides special needs services for those youth that need those additional accommodations for learning.
Exactly. Very good point.
Thank you.
Our office, I'm just going to list off some other things that our office does. We have the Teacher of the Year ceremony. Once a year we highlight the best teachers in our county, because it's very important to recognize the great work that they're doing. That's led by Patricia Barraza. here in our office. We also sponsor the Spelling Bee, which is guided by Marisol Chiquete. We have an Early Childhood Month we celebrate Early Childhood Education Month. And that's where we dedicate the entire month of February to do activities to promote the importance of early childhood education in our community. We also are responsible for homeschooling. So for those of you who decide to homeschool your children, our office is the one that you register with. And also we have a few links on our website where you can go and look at some resources that we have there for homeschooling. We also participate in the Jump Back to School. Our office works with the school districts to make sure that the students, at least at the beginning of the year, have the backpacks, the markers, the pencils, things like that they need to start off for a successful school year. So those are some of the things that we do in our office. We have a great staff. We try to help the community as much as we can, and we're constantly looking for new things to help. So, Mr. Velasquez, with that said, I'll pass it back to you.
You know, Chris, you talked about some of the projects that we have through our office, and one of the things that I like to commend you on is that you pursued a partnership with South 32, and you introduced a very important program for middle school Latino girls, and if you'd like to talk about it, I really would appreciate that.
Of course. One thing that I hadn't mentioned, but yeah, thank you for mentioning that. South 32 has been a wonderful partner with Greg Lucero and Melanie Lawson. They have done a great job in supporting our local school districts, and we have two programs that they're helping support. One of them is Techno Chicas, which is a program. This is our fourth year operating the program, and what it is it's to motivate young girls, middle-aged girls, Latinas, but it can be any middle-aged girls, to motivate them to get into STEM careers. Obviously, we know technology keeps advancing every day, and we need, and obviously women especially Latina women, are underrepresented in that profession, and so it gives them role models. It teaches them coding and some different STEM skills in order to have that base and spark that interest. And every year we have a conference where actual Techno Chicas that are in the profession, whether it be Microsoft, Google, whatever tech company they work for, they come and talk to our Santa Cruz County girls that are participating in Techno Chicas. And they also help sponsor, South 32 also helps sponsor a robotics program that Mr. Velasquez was very, very motivated to get started. In all our elementary schools here in the county, we have an after-school robotics program just so that the kids get introduced to the basics of coding and some things like that, and once again it sparks their interest in those types of careers. So we're very thankful for South. Obviously it couldn't happen without South 32, so we're very thankful for that.
Thank you, Chris, for elaborating on both of these programs. And again, I'd like to thank South 32, Mr. Greg Lucero and Miss Melanie Lawson, for their tremendous support of these two programs that target our elementary and middle school student population. But we also, Chris, we forgot to talk about is our summer camps that we do during the summer. We have a phenomenal planned summer camps throughout the summer that I have to thank Ms. Maya Donnelly for organizing starting in June. And so, we have several partnerships, including the University of Arizona, School of Pharmacy, and I'd like for you, Chris, to talk about, the camps that we have also. And before we get to that, I'd like to, before we elaborate on these camps, I'd like to thank Dr. Perez, the director for the Santa Cruz Provincial Community College, for all her support and always being there and providing that building where we have our community college courses and housing all our summer camps.
Exactly. Yeah, a special shout out to Dr. Perez. What I didn't mention that the Garrett program has is they have the hub. It's led by Sandra Davila, and she does a great job helping students that are looking to trying to guide their way through the whole college experience, preparation for the exams, fundings, anything that involves your process to get into college. Sandra Davila can help you down in the hub, and she's located in the Santa Cruz Center, led there by Dr. Perez. So yes, thank you for that support, Dr. Perez. And you know, it's open to the public down there once they open their doors in January, and so we can provide that support also. As far as the summer camps, obviously this summer the summer camps were postponed due to COVID, like many other things, and we're adjusting on the fly. We're offering as much stuff as we can online, but some of it's a little limited. So we'll see how the summer comes this way, but we're planning a writing camp, an art camp, and the art camp looks like it's going to be focused on maybe film. And then obviously we have a robotics camp for elementary students. And then we have the pharmacy camp that Mr. Velásquez mentioned. And then we've had leadership camps also for high school students in the past. So like many things, you always hear monitor and adjust. So like many things, for this summer, we're starting the planning stage, but we'll have to read the room, let's say, when we get towards the spring as far as what camps we're going to offer. But we're definitely going to be offering more camps this summer, and it'll depend a lot on what our situation is in the community with regards to COVID, depending on how many camps we can offer.
Thank you, Chris, for that. One other thing that is also very important, and Chris mentioned earlier, we have some phenomenal educational leaders in our county, not only in our public schools, but also in our charter schools and our private schools. And one of the things that I have tried to encourage is to work together as a team throughout Santa Cruz County. We're here for the kids, and it's not about being a private school or a public school or a charter school. It's about providing the educational opportunities to all students throughout Santa Cruz County. And that I am very thankful for my staff, who does a phenomenal job, from summer camps to implementing the current programs that Chris mentioned, to the events that applaud and highlight the great work that is being done by also our teachers in Santa Cruz County. But we also have monthly meetings. We have the Santa Cruz County Leadership Consortium, and the last 14 years since I've been on board, these meetings have grown tremendously. We have included other partners to come into these meetings. We meet once a month. And we have presentations from different organizations, educational associations. It's an opportunity for superintendents and assistant superintendents, and some of our, as well as our administrators from our public and charter schools, to come together and exchange ideas and network. And so those meetings are held on the third Wednesday of the month. Since COVID, we have also started our meetings quite differently. And one of the partners that I like to recognize and thank right now is Mariposa Health Community Health Center, and the medical team that's been working with us, and our administrators and superintendents during this difficult time with the pandemic. And that's Dr. Pereira, Dr. Williams, and our CEO, Ed.
Ed, right. Swallow.
And so, and all the other people who are involved with this amazing medical team, who have been out there working with our educational communities to make sure that our children are safe, as well as our families. I know also that we have also continued with our monthly meetings with the business managers. As Chris mentioned earlier, one of our mandates that I am responsible for is to make sure that our finances in our school districts are up to date, current, including reconciliations, deposits. And so Mr. Young here meets on a monthly basis with our business managers to make sure that we're providing the customer service and the services needed to make sure that we expedite the finances through the business offices in every school district in the county. So those are some of the things that we also do. One of the things that I'd like to also mention is that, we talk about all the exciting things that we're doing, everything that's important for to encourage our students academically. But one of the things that I continue to talk about is a child needs to be not only academically challenged, but also has to have additional resources to get him through whether it's emotional, social, or psychological issues. And for me, that is very critical, especially right now with the COVID-19. Many of our students are at home, and not having any communication with the outside world. And so one of the things that I have stressed to our team that is important, and that's with the new grant that Chris mentioned earlier, is Stop the Violence, is that we're going to address mental and behavioral health issues. And so we want to make sure that our students also have those tools to help them become successful in the classroom or on their online learning. I know that we have talked a lot about all the stuff that we do here in the office, and that's a lot of information. But as I said earlier, when we started the show, was that we are going to be doing this bi-weekly as we move forward. And so one of the things that I also like to mention is that we have an upcoming event which will be taking place in the next couple of weeks. As Chris mentioned, our office is responsible for the governing board elections. He is currently working in scheduling the swearing-in ceremonies for our districts.
Right.
And those are very important, because I also like to thank our governing board members throughout Santa Cruz County for taking on this responsibility and challenge. It's a labor of love, because it's a lot of work. Decisions are made, good and difficult decisions that affect our educational communities and the future of our students. So I'd like to thank our governing boards for their hard work and for volunteering their time to serve on our governing boards throughout Santa Cruz County. I'd also like to talk about one other thing, and that is that throughout this partnership with Love Nogales, we're going to be inviting some of our partners. I'd like to thank the Nogales Rotary Club for their extensive partnership that I have had the pleasure of having with for the last 14 years. They came on board on this journey with me, and we have done some phenomenal projects and events with them, from Teacher of the Year to celebrating academic achievement throughout the county with the Student of the Quarter. We also have them be part of our early childhood celebration for the month of February. And recently they came on board with Make a Difference campaign, where we were raising funds to buy Chromebooks for our students throughout Santa Cruz County. So those are some of the things that I also would like to talk about in the near future, and introduce some of our sponsors for that as well, and thank them and recognize them for their generous donations. But I also would like to say that, in the future we'll invite some of our educational associations from the state of Arizona, including the Arizona School Boards Association, the Arizona School Administrators Association, and also the Arizona School Business
ASBO. Business officials.
I'd like for them to come down and do a presentation as well. We are going to, like Chris said, it's about also celebrating the work that's being done out there by our teachers, by our administrators, by our support staff, the families that we have throughout Santa Cruz County. Bring some of them and talk about what they're dealing with during this difficult time. And our students, we have one of the highest graduating rates in Santa Cruz County. And that's something that we need to recognize during this difficult time, that we will stay above water. And I know that our educational communities have dealt with some challenges right now, as well as our leaders. But I know that we will continue to celebrate great academic accomplishments. Here on our bulletin board, Chris, we have some of our students who, graduate from some of our high schools and have done a phenomenal job and outstanding academic challenges out there. and have pursued not only bachelor degrees and master degrees. And throughout the years, I think we all know that we have some great kids out there that have left our community and are doing some amazing things throughout our 50 states. And one of the things that I'd like to say, Chris, is that maybe in the near future, we have them come via, video or Zoom, and we invite them to tell us what they're doing out there. I'd like to thank Bobby Brubaker, who came on board to help us with some of our projects and has networked with some of our former graduates from Nogales High School, Rio Rico High School, and Patagonia High School, and interviewed them to see what they're doing out there. So there's a lot of things that we are grateful for, and that we have to continue to celebrate and keep that momentum. Not to forget that, yes, this is a difficult time. We will get through this, and we will stay on top of what challenges we are facing, but also at the end, celebrate great academic achievement.
Right, you said it very well, and this gives us the opportunity. From our office, we're able to see all the great things that are happening in our county and the educational community. And so it's very easy for us to see just the great leadership and the great teachers and the great students, and how we kind of stand apart from maybe other places, that other counties in the state or across the country. We're extremely proud of our educational community, and this space is going to give us the opportunity to show our community just how great our educational community is. So we're extremely excited about that.
Thank you, Chris. At this time, I want to thank everyone for joining us in this first showing of the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Educational Forum. Again, I'd like to thank We Love Nogales, our partnership with Edgardo Munoz. We're very excited about this, and we look forward to some future comments, feedback from the community. Thank you for all your support, because without the support of our county, our educational communities would also not be successful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.